Finance Freeway, Series 3, Stock Steve's Super Deed. Stock Steve was born from the investment bank hospital on a bright and sunny day in Finance Freeway. He was extremely happy to be born and equally excited to begin exploring the new world, so he didn't want to waste any time. Though before he could set out on his journey, he felt a pleasant tingling sensation over his head. When Stock Steve gets really happy, he naturally produces value points. He was so happy to be born that he quickly produced his first value point. He now had a total of 3 value points since he was born with 2 value points in his pocket. Like most young stocks, Stock Steve was hungry. An ice cream craving soon rushed over him, and before he knew it, Stock Steve was heading for the local ice cream shop. Stock Steve soon found the Royal Sundae and was amazed by its gooey syrups, colorful sprinkles, sweet bananas, and 3 flavors of ice cream. However, he wasn't amazed with the price tag of 12 value points. Stock Steve decided that he would keep up his confidence and do nice deeds for others. This would make him really happy and allow him to produce more value points, which would be used to buy the Royal Sundae. Stock Steve's first deed was donating presents to a local children's penny hospital. The penny children were so thankful and grateful that they gave Stock Steve a big hug and promised to always remember him. Spending the day with the pennies made Stock Steve very happy, and because he was so joyful, he produced his 4th value point. Stock Steve was riding a wave of positivity and was determined to continue doing so. Stock Steve then decided to plant saplings in the Finance Freeway National Park. Though, to his saddened surprise, Stock Steve witnessed Bear Bickerton cutting down trees in the distance. Stock Steve never likes it when others act negatively toward the environment or other members in Finance Freeway, and he especially couldn't watch the damage that Bear Bickerton was inflicting on the trees. So, he approached him. Stock Steve politely exclaimed, "It's not right to cut down trees before they have a chance to grow." Bear Bickerton only responded with a menacing glare. Stock Steve and Bear Bickerton are polar opposites because Stock Steve thrives on confidence, while Bear Bickerton thrives on fear. And fear was exactly what Bear Bickerton was going to make Stock Steve feel. Bear Bickerton yanked one of Stock Steve's saplings out of the ground and used it as a toothpick, then replied, "I enjoy it when others get upset and scared because it's easier for me to take their value points. And it looks like you are upset." It was true. Stock Steve was deeply distraught by Bear Bickerton's actions. When Stock Steve gets happy, he produces value points. The opposite is true when he gets sad. Whenever Stock Steve gets sad or scared, he becomes weak and loses his grip on his value points. This allowed Bear Bickerton to effortlessly steal 2 of Stock Steve's value points. Bear Bickerton let out an evil laugh as he threw Stock Steve against the wall. Unfortunately for Stock Steve, Bear Bickerton wasn't done terrorizing him. He wanted to take away all of Stock Steve's value points, bankrupting him. Bear Bickerton ripped a tree from the ground, lifted it over his furry head, and was about to crush Stock Steve. However, in the distance, the penny children were watching Bear Bickerton striking fear into Stock Steve. The penny children remembered Stock Steve's generosity and kindness and decided to roll into action to save him. Before he knew it, Stock Steve was being rolled away by the penny children to safety. This act of kindness made Stock Steve very happy. It made him so happy that he began to feel a pleasant tingling on his head. The tickling tingle moved from his head into his horns, then up to the tip of his horns. Stock Steve's positive mood produced another value point. This time, however, instead of putting this 3rd value point into his pocket, he took charge like the bull he was and created the value point directly over Bear Bickerton. Before Bear Bickerton figured out what Stock Steve was doing, the value point slammed down on top of Bear Bickerton's head. The penny children rejoiced and cheered. By the end of the day, Stock Steve's super deed of donating presents to the Children's Penny Hospital saved him from Bear Bickerton's wrath. Stock Steve could now continue his journey of doing good deeds, producing more value points, and ultimately saving for the Royal Sundae. But little did Stock Steve know that his adventure in Finance Freeway was just beginning.